opening up. Here we go. Woohoo! Ready to roll. All right. Hey, we have Eric on here. Nice. Look at
everyone.
her. Good to see you again, Brenna. Man, this is a record. You are back at it, right?
Hey, I'm back in the drone industry. I gotta get my my coalition together.
Aha.
Yeah.
Awesome. We have Chris, Carolyn, Eric. We haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you again. Awesome. Hey, Paul, how are you? Awesome. Good to see you. Even though you're muted, I know you're saying you're doing great. All right. And Eric, I still have Thailand on the radar for next year. I am so stoked. So yes.
Good. Well, we're making progress in repairing the damage from the last storm. And it's going slowly but surely, but fortunately we've got about 8 months to get it done.
All right. Well, I will be there. I am so excited. I was already looking into booking my tickets now. Super excited. Awesome.
Good.
All right. Hi, Parker, Alicia. Look at this. Loving it. Everybody jumping in here on a wonderful Tuesday. Isn't it fantastic?
It's Wednesday. I'm in the future.
Oh, okay. Isn't it a wonderful Wednesday for some people in the world?
Beautiful. Beautiful. It's so dark.
And what's really exciting is that Lexie is our guest speaker, and bless her heart, she has said she would do this, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
3 a.m. Yeah, 3:30 a.m.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Kimberly. I see.
So yeah, if I lose words in any language, please don't judge me. It's really 3 a.m.
It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. All right. So good to see everybody. I'm still going to give it another minute here to help people get into the room. If anybody's got a wonderful drone story to share that they've been doing this week, I'd love to hear it. Right? Hi, Sharon. You too.
Hi, Sharon.
Awesome. All right. Oh, I'm so excited. Everybody's getting ready to jump in here. Hey, so last week I reminded everybody about the magazine that just had came out. And so I want to do a really quick, let me let someone in here. Hold on. I want to do a really quick post and remind you to check out the Women in Drones. Okay, so I'm going to throw the link right here into the chat. I'm quite sure you've all been there, but it gets updated. And so there's a lot of great things going on. Also, don't forget, we have that drone donation program. There's so many cool things. And so it's a great way to stay in touch. So I encourage you to check it out. And I provided the link, so it's just really easy click, right? Just jump on there and go and see. There's a whole list of exciting things happening. And so with that, I think we have a pretty full house here. I'm pretty excited because I know why everybody's here, right? We have woke Lexie up in the middle of the night. And she's here to share her story. It's so exciting. And I've had an opportunity to just kind of talk with her a little bit. And I'm so encouraged by her path, her journey that she has taken. And for her to be here to share with us and tell us about some of the steps she's taken. And can you imagine being young female in this emerging tech? I just can't even imagine, right? Lexie, thank you for joining us. Exactly. I'm going to make you spotlight for everyone.
Oh no.
There you are.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you at this beautiful hour of the day. Thank you very much for having me. I guess I'm just going to start my presentation, so then it's going to be so much better and you don't have to look at my really tired face. Although at the same time, I do appreciate the fact that my camera has a beauty filter on it. Changes everything for real.
That's what I'm missing.
Exactly. So I know it's really weird to say, and I'm still feeling a little bit weirded out by it, but hi, I'm Lexie, and I'm a flying car racing pilot. And to be honest, I'm the only female flying car racing pilot, which is making it so much better because I can say that I am the one and only. And I maybe also having a really bad sense of humor right now because it's 3 a.m. So I'm also an FPV drone racing pilot, videographer, photographer, and I absolutely love food. We're on a coffee, so I guess we're on a breakfast. So I felt that we absolutely need to add this point in this conversation. And this is my machine. It's black and white, and his name is Enzo, even though engineers will tell you that it's 007. It's not, it's Enzo, and they just need to deal with it. I'm always happy when I can say it on a camera because I have more evidence than they do. And you may probably ask, how did this happen? Like, how did this girl from Poland manage to live in Australia as a flying car racing pilot, which is a mouthful? Well, I do ask myself the same thing all the time, because Lexie from 8 years ago, if she would hear something like this, she would probably laugh into your face and get another cup of coffee thinking about all the life choices that she is making. But here we are. And that's actually really important thing. I tell it a lot to a lot of younger audience. The things that I'm doing right now haven't even existed when I was back in school. So I couldn't really dream about being a flying car racing pilot because there was no such thing. There's a lot of things that people don't really think of when it goes to their future. It may be that you'll be doing things that don't really exist yet. I think a lot of you can agree with me if you are a drone pilot. Have you thought about it when you were a kid? Probably not. But yeah, I found a freedom in flight. I always wanted to fly. It was something that was absolutely out of my reach because getting a PPL is really expensive. But someone once showed me a drone and I was absolutely hooked because I could fly while still being on the ground safely. So how it started, I actually had a possibility of flying first drone somewhere back in 2014. And that was back in a day in which drones didn't have the live feed. There was nothing really interesting about them except the fact that you could just look at them line of sight, at least from my experience. And I was making a video for a theater. The theater owner said that he heard about those things, drones, and can you do it, Lexie? And I said, I obviously can. And then I came back to the office and said that we're getting a drone now, and this is our future, because we couldn't. And the whole thing looked like this. We went up, we made the shot, we went down, we checked it on the SD card. It was really bad. So we did it again and again and again and again for the next 3 days until we got the shot that we were really happy with. And I said to the guys, it would be great if I could see what the drone sees in real life. Otherwise, this makes absolutely no sense. And a couple of weeks later, one of my friends came back to me with the first FPV drone, which wasn't as small as the ones on the pictures. It was like 3 times the size. And he put goggles on my face, the FPV goggles. And I really thought that they just want to make fun of me, that they will just make a picture and say, oh, Lexie is in the future or something like this. But I saw an actual picture. And my friend went with the drone up and down. And probably a lot of you, when you flew the drone for the first time, had the same feeling. My mind said one thing: I'm going to do it my entire life right now. This is great. So this is how it started. I had my first drone built 2015, January, somewhere like that, because I had to wait like for a month for the parts, which was really exhausting. I was just waiting and waiting. And I went to drone racing. I helped some skeletons with the pumpkins. I managed to get into drone racing a lot. And I got a possibility of actually traveling all around the world. I've been in Asia, both Americas, Africa, Europe, of course, and in Australia right now. But I haven't been in Australia actually during my drone racing. I don't know why. This is my first time. But it allowed me to do so many things. And it also allowed me to do a lot of public speaking, things like I'm doing right now, and just sharing the knowledge and passion and how a lot of things can snowball into what's going on with your life right now. So what I like to say, what is on this slide, it's not about what you say is possible. It's what it's about what you show is doable. A lot of times, a lot of people were telling me, oh, drone racing is for everyone. Absolutely. We're absolutely supporting women in drone racing, said a company that had 20 guys aged 20, 30, and no one else in their really nice roster. So that totally sent the message. I bet a lot of you girls can agree with this. When it goes to saying that we support women and then showing, that's a lot of mixed feelings and mixed information in there. It's like, hey, we support women. And you're like, oh, great. Where are they? It's great. So I decided that I will show that it's absolutely possible, that girls can win the races, girls can be as badass as possible. And this will be my life mission. Not only just, I need to win the races and be the best pilot in the world. No, I wanted to show to other girls that they can do whatever they want, because if I can be a pilot of this huge machine, everyone can do absolutely everything they want with their lives. Trust me with this. So how did I get from drone racing into the flying car racing? And as you can see on the picture, it's pretty the size of a car. Yeah, it became really weird because I got an email one of the days and I got asked by someone on the email, hey, would you like to race all over the world and, you know, make it your job? And I was like, what should I answer? Because it was really vague. So I answered, I'm already doing this. What's your point? And they didn't even check who the email came from, which was probably a mistake, but it happens. And they came back to me with, oh, actually, we are the flying car company. We're doing this and this. They showed me a lot of videos of the things they are doing. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh my gosh, this is for real. And I started checking them out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And it turned out that they are really a thing, which I haven't heard of before. And I was absolutely amazed by the fact that this is absolutely possible. And they said, we want to support women, just like a lot of companies before them. But this time they said, we want to support women. This is why we need you to be on board with us. And yeah, this is where our quotes or life goals aligned. They said that it's about showing, not saying, and showing that I'm also there and I'm not just a trophy girl, which also is a trope that we see a lot. It's happening and it's absolutely amazing. So, as I said, it's showing, not saying. Whenever I talk about inclusion and diversity, it's a matter of saying that things are possible. Whenever I go to public speaking, I have a situation in which someone says, this is going to be a drone talk, and I hear and see a lot of people leaving because a lot of people are not interested in drones. And unfortunately, a lot of people that are leaving are women. And the moment in which I can just jump on the scene and say, hi, I'm Lexie, some of those women actually come back. And this is the most empowering moment I usually see on the scene when I'm on a bigger conferences. And the fact that I can look those women in the eyes, because I'm always trying to remember which ones came back, is just amazing. Seeing the sparkles in their eyes and seeing an actual smiles is something that's just beyond my belief most of the times. And it's not really about making them just go and do the drones. Some of them actually messaged me after some time and saying, hey, you know what, I started programming because I saw what you were saying. And I thought, oh, if you can do this, I can do what I want to do. And I think empowering each other as women is actually one of the greatest things we can do. So I'm really happy to do it. And as you can see on the picture, I'm just really tiny girl. So everything's possible. Sky's the limit. Now, I'm not entirely sure if you will hear what this does. Maybe. Can you guys hear it? No? Oh, well. It has a really nice music.
It sounds a little choppy, but we
How
can
about that?
see it.
We can see it. It has just
We're
nice
in the
music.
middle of a mobility revolution right now. What we're doing is creating a racing series to catalyze that industry.
And just wanted to show you a little
The
bit of,
Speed
you know,
mission
behind the
is to
scenes.
be the race that creates the ultimate flying car. This is not a new air race. This is motorsport in the sky.
Yeah, we do crash a lot, by the way. I have 3.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so I know me talking and showing you pictures is one thing, but showing you a video in which we crash and race and stuff is so a very different experience.
So,
So,
Lexie,
yeah.
how fast are they going?
Due to the NDA, I cannot really answer this question, but I can tell you that when we are just hovering and flying around, it's going 90 per hour, kilometers per hour.
Nice. Wow.
But that's when we are just cruising around.
Cruising.
Cruising
But
around.
I did
That's what I
see
can say.
exhilarating story of her journey,
Oh.
right?
Yes. So currently those aircrafts are remotely controlled. We are going to put a person inside in January, in a couple of weeks. The first person will get inside. And why is it remote? As you can see, we crash a lot. I personally actually have 2.5 crashes. So if you think that, yeah, story about the 2.5 crashes. We split one crash between 2 pilots because one of the pilots was having a Mavic and he flew into the speeder. And we kind of fell down, but it was okay. Mavic was dead. So he took half of this on himself and half of it is on me. So yes. And yeah, we're going to get into the crewed aircraft. All of the pilots, we have currently 4 pilots. There's Zeph and Fabio and Bruno Senna and me. And we're trying to get more girls into it as well. But it's proving not to be the easiest task, unfortunately. But I hope maybe someone from this chat will want to kick my bottom later, please. But yeah,
We did.
as you can see, we have...
Michaela said, sign me up.
Thank you. Yes.
Actually, Michaela would be a really good person to sign up.
Yes. So yeah, as you can see, we have a lot of girls included in our team. There's a lot of engineers, and I'm trying to be nice to engineers because my life literally lays in their hands. So yeah, I'm here for this. Open for Q&A. Sorry that I wasn't looking at the chat. I think my general feeling today was like, I'm just going to go through the stuff that I need to do, and then we're going to go to something else. So I'm here for you for the chat.
Awesome. Awesome. So I think you pretty much floored everybody when they got to see the video.
Yeah, I know. I was like, let the video say it for me. And yeah, we're actually using, this is really important, we're using virtual reality track that is moving along with the speed that's using our GPS coordinates. And if you want to see how it works, you need to go to my YouTube, which is MaiOnHigh. And there is a video in which we're showing literally how it looks like, how it works. And it switches from GoPro view into our heads-up display, which is really, really interesting. It's like playing a game, but in real life.
So I have your website that I could throw in here. It's not your YouTube.
You can get to my YouTube from my website as well. So
Okay, perfect. So I just stuck that in there. So that way, if anybody wanted to check it out a little bit more, they would
yeah,
be.
I can throw a link as well.
Awesome. Awesome.
Uh,
So what has been your most exhilarating experience?
ooh. We actually had a race number 2 couple of weeks back, and I had some technical issues and I crashed really bad. We haven't seen that my heads-up display was showing the gates really low. We had a really bad crash and I actually flipped the speeder. So it was really sad for me because I thought, I'm putting a lot of also pressure on myself, thinking like, oh my God, if I will just lose, everyone will think that I'm just a trophy girl and all of the girls will see that, yes, there is a girl, but she lost. And then it's going to be so dramatic for me. So when I crashed, it was really dramatic for me. And the guys were trying to like give me hugs and be like, okay, Lexie, don't worry about it. It's all okay. And then it turned out that on the qualification, I had better time than Fabio. So I had the second place anyway. And yeah, that was a really drastic experience. But at the same time, all of the engineers came back to me and they said, you remember when you said that you're going to flip it the first day you came to the office? Well, congratulations. That was the first person to flip it. So it went from really dramatic and crying into making fun of me. So that was a really interesting experience.
That's a classic, be careful what you say, right?
Yeah, out of other experiences, we're also having this pilot program. So every single pilot is supposed to be having a couple of lessons in normal aircraft, and we have been in a jet fighter. So being in a jet fighter was a brand different experience, and now I will watch Top Gun differently. Yes.
I bet, yes.
Yes.
So if anybody has any questions, put
Yes,
those
I'm
into
open
the
for
chat because
everything.
we definitely want to address those. Lexie, can you share a little bit about when you started your journey and you got to actually go out and start flying? You talked a little bit about the technical side of things. So how do you get involved with the actual assembly, the building, and the tech side of the drone?
So currently there's a lot of tutorials that are available on YouTube. I made a couple myself. So if you want me to just describe to you what to do, they're available. There's also a lot of Facebook groups that are helping out people in need. I sometimes use them when I don't know why something doesn't work. So it's got really easy, but also we can buy ready to fly solutions when it goes to FPV drones. So that's also really nice opportunity. I lost a word. It's 3 a.m.
So do you think that's a good place for someone that was just getting started? One of the things that I know from starting in my very limited FPV, I enjoy it, but I certainly am not a pro. I had to build up to it, where you're like a constant roller coaster, right?
That's true. That's true. There's also a lot of simulators. I actually have I made a simulator tutorials in collaboration with one of the simulators, Velocidrone, and I'm teaching people how to fly with examples and the tracks that people can follow. So that's actually just getting it a little bit easier. I remember when I started, there was nothing and I was just crashing all over the place. So now it's really easy. And yeah, I think everyone should start with a simulator if you want to try FPV. And then you can do a lot of other things, like buying a drone that's already assembled, make someone assemble it for you, assemble it yourself.
Awesome. We have a couple questions that popped up in
Yes,
the
I
chat.
see.
Carolyn wants to just dive right in. How much do pilots make? Right?
Yes. I cannot disclose that. Enough.
Enough. There you go. Okay, I like
Enough.
it.
Plus the opportunities of public speaking and, brand deals, separate sponsorships. So you can build up on it a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. And then will the crewed test flights be above ground or water? That's a great question.
Actually, the answer will probably be like a little bit disappointing. So one of our test flights is a salt lake. So it's theoretically ground and water at the same time, depending on the weather. So yeah, it's going to happen in the salt lake due to the fact that it's really squishy type of a ground. So if something happens, probably it's going to be a little bit better for our test pilot.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So Janice also has a great question in here. And now I'm just going to do a really quick shout out here because she's actually going to be a spotlight speaker coming up here at the end of December. So great question that she's asked about as paving the path for women in the industry. How have you dealt with that stress and pressure?
I'm still dealing with it. It's not easy. I'm actually putting a lot of pressure on myself, and the guys from my team know it perfectly well, and they are trying to, get me on the more calm side, and it is really stressful. And I was really crying when I crashed, and I was thinking that I didn't just forsake my career or whatever. I was just thinking about all of those girls seeing me and realizing that, oh yeah, she's doing it, but she lost. That was the most heartbreaking experience. And also we need to deal with the fact that it's not always going to be pigs and rainbows. It's really hard. And sometimes I'm thinking that it's not worth it. It's nonsense. It shouldn't be like that. No one should have to deal with any of this. And I think a lot of us women in industry know that it sometimes sucks. And it's just going to make us cry and be mad and just really want to smack someone in the face, especially when they come to you with a microphone being like, you're a girl. So yeah, it sometimes really sucks. I'm still dealing with a lot of things, but I can highly recommend therapy.
But as you were saying that, and you were talking about how you are being a leader, and when the women are coming and the girls are coming, they're still so inspired by what you're doing. And not everything in life is a win. It's a struggle to get places. And so even that, showing that leadership that you have is just amazing. And so it's very encouraging to see that, and having somebody to look to in that.
Yeah, that's true. It's when I was a girl, I was asking my dad why there are no girls in Formula One. And my dad said, well, you're gonna make it happen and show that there will be some in the future. So I didn't make it to Formula One, but I'm in the Formula One of the sky, so I guess close enough. So I hope girls will not have to ask their dads, hey, why are there no girls in Formula One of the sky? But because there is. So yeah, it's really a lot of pressure though. So
awesome. So Michaela has made a comment in there about coming back from failure is important to show as well. And so
yes, I'm trying to be as real as possible. I'm trying not to show that everything's super colorful, rainbowy, and great. So yeah, there's a lot of tears included, and yeah.
Awesome.
I just hope the women that come after me will have it so much easier than I did. And that's really making me push forward even more.
JJ says, you're the Formula One of the future. There you go.
Yay.
All right. I love it. So as you were going through, and now you've got some experience behind you, what is one of the things that you wish you would have known in the drone industry sooner?
Ooh. I wish I knew that it's gonna be that hard. Because I was just going there thinking, oh, it's gonna be great. We're just gonna start a brand new sport and it's amazing. And then reality set in, and yeah, that was drastic.
Mainly, is it fun? Are you still having fun with it?
Oh, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I mean, there's a couple of pictures of me with the broken speeder, just lamenting, and we're doing a lot of photo shoots with them as well. Yeah, it's mostly fun. It's a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of hard work. I'm also helping the engineering team with some of the stuff because I have an engineer's degree, so they are kind of listening to me sometimes. So yeah, it's work, but it's fun. Yeah.
So they kind of listen to you.
Kind of. Well, at the beginning it was really drastic, but then I told them that I actually haven't, because they were actually saying like pesky pilots, I hate the pilots, and I was like, I actually have an engineering degree, and they looked at me and they were like, oh my god, you speak my language. So
Oh,
yeah, I helped with a couple of things, and then they were like, oh my god, she understands what I'm talking about. I'm like, yes I do. So I became a link between pilots and engineering.
awesome. Yet one more hurdle you have overcome. Look at that.
Yeah, and really quick, so that was great. That was really smooth one.
Very encouraging. I love the encouragement that you offer. And so getting started with this, I'm quite sure when you started, it started out as like Paul was just kind of saying, fun, and it
Yes.
segued. And did you see that coming on, or is that something you just said, I'm making this step. This is it. I'm going to make it a career path.
I actually haven't. I set up a YouTube channel just so I will see my own progress because I couldn't see it. But if you make a couple of videos and then you come back to the old ones, you see an actual progress and it's easier to just notice. But then it kind of skyrocketed and went all over the places. I started being invited to a lot of events and races and things like this. And I think it was in Ireland. I was on Irish Drone Nationals, and there was this small girl, which name was Lexie, by the way, which was like amazing. She was like 6, and she was there with her grandpa, and she was looking at the whole drone race, and she just said, oh, it's so cool, I wish it was for girls. And I just looked at it and I was like, oh, it is for girls. And she's like, no, it's not, it's just boys flying, it's boys thing. And I just looked at her and I said, well, I'm flying, so it's a girls thing. And there's no such thing as boys, girl, and boys thing and girls thing. As far as I know, there's just one thing girls can do and boys cannot. And she just looked at me and she was cheering for me the entire time, the entire race. Even though I finished like 27th out of 50 people, she was so happy for me. And a couple of days later, her grandpa actually found me on social media, and he said that she wants to fly drones now, and she's learning how to do programming, because I was a programmer but at the time, and I told her that. And he's writing to me every now and then and giving me updates from Lexie. And I think that was the moment in which I realized that I can have actual influence on other people and I can change people's lives. And I thought, hey, if I didn't have anyone to look up to, I'm going to be someone that other people, other girls can look up to.
Wow, very inspirational. Do you do a lot with STEM activities?
Yes, I'm trying to do as much as possible. I was doing a lot of talking for things like Geeks, Girl Carrots, Girls on Rails, Women in STEM, and things like this. So I'm trying to do my best and show up as much as possible.
Awesome. So Michaela, who's been on here a few times, making some comments, she too has been quite an inspiration to youth and having different STEM programs as well. So kudos to.
It's amazing.
It is because you open the doors and you're an example, and there's so many.
Yes.
So many amazing people. Actually, that's one of the great things about this network that we have here is the heart and the guidance and direction. Every one of us in this network of Coffee Connection, thank you everybody, has a tremendous desire, to
Hello for everyone.
to see the whole industry as aviation as a whole moving on. And so that's one of the neat things about this actual connection here. So,
yeah.
So tell us about your typical work day.
Oh my gosh. Flight day. We're getting up at 4 a.m. Sounds kind of like today. It's great. And we go to a test site, which is unfortunately 2 hours drive away. Then we make a couple of flights, and after 10-hour days, we're back at the office. So yeah, typical days. I'm actually going through the same or similar regime as Formula One drivers. So I do have to work out an hour every day. I have a pretty strict diet right now because I also need to be at the right weight. And this is not just for me, this is for the guys as well. Because, you know, we need to put a person in, and engineers are creating the speeder. So it's generally for a person of 90 kilos plus 10 kilograms of gear. Now, the lighter you are, the quicker you're going to go. And just to get us all together, they will probably ballast the speeder as well, because I'm the tiniest probably. And this means that mine will be better, you know. I lost the word in a new language, but it's going to be in a better shape when it goes to, you know, weights on both sides. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. And it's hard. When it goes to the office day, we usually keep our 9 to 5, and we're doing a lot of documentation for stuff like FAA in Australia, CASA. We're doing a lot of engineering. We're helping out with a lot of FPV stuff as well. We're doing training. We're having our simulator, which you could see on the video. And it's just a day full of activities. And when we don't really have anything to do or no more energy, we're also doing video editing, because it's also one of the important things, because we want to spread the word. So we need to use social media as much as possible. So all of the pilots are creating a lot of content. So this is why there's a lot of content speeder-wise on my channels as well. I think those are the most typical days.
Awesome. Is 24 hours enough in a day?
Sometimes it's not. I think it's the hardest when we have the test flight day, and I know that I still need to do my workout, and I feel like it's my obligation to do it. And I come back at this 3 p.m. and I'm like, oh, I need to do it. Okay, I'm just gonna make myself some fries, and while I'm doing the fries, while they are baking, I'm just gonna work out and smell them.
Somehow you just end up multitasking to get it all done, right?
Yes, yes.
And then you say video editing, and that takes so long.
I know.
So that's impressive. Put that into the mix, right?
Yeah, put that into the mix. We are fortunate enough to have a media team, so they do a lot of footage for us as well, and we can use it. But yeah, editing is down to us now.
Awesome.
Maybe in
So
the future.
put one more thing on your plate. Go ahead. All right. So you mentioned about the FAA and the regulations and such like that. What kind of hurdles have you had to overcome for some of the racing out there?
So yeah, Australia is known for having the strictest rules, and that was actually the plan of the founder of Airspeeder, because if we can do it in Australia, we can do it everywhere else. Now, talking to CASA, the problem is that there's no such thing yet. So we need to do all of the all of the regulations need to be made. We need to realize what we are doing. We need to talk and collaborate with them really, really closely to kind of get all of the regulations as good as possible. At one point, we had to decide what type of an aircraft Airspeeder is, and it has been decided, believe me or not, this is a helicopter. So yeah, a lot of hurdles, a lot of talking with them, but I mean, we're getting there. It's a slow process because we're figuring out something new. I think you guys can absolutely relate to this, and FAA and all of the regulations that you guys are going through. So we're there with you.
So with all this traveling that you've had the opportunity to do, what has been your favorite part of the travel and where?
Oh gosh, I mostly like meeting new people. Whenever I'm having an opportunity to meet some new people or meet other people, mostly on the races, there's the same faces every single time, and we're all friends, which is great. Best place, oh my gosh, it would be hard really to put one place in, to be honest. I love most of the places I go to, so oops. Cannot put a place in, but yeah, people are the best.
Ah, so you're in the right place right now.
Yeah, I know, it's great.
Working with us, right?
Whoever wants to message me later, I'm in.
There you go. So if you have any questions or comments or anything, throw those into the chat. We are definitely watching the chat there.
Yes.
And so what do you see on the horizon in the future?
Whew. So I'm totally planning to get in and flip it when I'm inside of it and not crash this time. So that would be great. That would be great. So yeah, that would be awesome. But there's a lot of things incoming. I cannot talk about everything yet. So yeah, keep watching because this is going to get really exciting really soon.
Awesome. I don't know if you can say this or not, but how much does the car weigh for the drone?
The remotely piloted one is 150 kilograms. So we are having a drone license for 150 kilogram drones. And the crewed version, we're not saying manned, we're saying crewed, which is
Nice.
great. We don't have manned version, we have a crewed version. It's around 300 kilograms
300. All right.
with a pilot.
Awesome. Michaela wanted to know, when do we get to see you race in the US?
We're hoping to have a couple of races next year in 2023, starting April, I think. So we're going to see how it goes. Yeah, US is on the list. US is on the list, but I don't know when.
Is there a way to watch the races now via some
We have both races that we made already on our YouTube channel as a highlight. So feel free to watch those. Although they are really boring.
Okay.
I watched them and I was like, who was editing this? Because it's boring. So,
Well, that's
when you watch them.
day.
Yeah, well, maybe, I don't know. It's like I've been there and I felt bored. But yeah, maybe exciting for you guys. The trailer is great. And then our races, I don't know who edited them, but they're not great. But if you see them and you get bored, please remember what I'm saying. It's not that boring. It's great.
So is it from the vision of being FPV inside the cockpit kind of racing, or a little of both?
It's all free. It's from the outside, from GoPros that are on, and then with our heads-up display with the virtual reality gates.
Gotcha. Awesome. So what is your favorite part? And I'm gonna guess it's probably the piloting, but what is your favorite part about your job?
Actually, also the community that's around it. People inside SB are great, and the fact that we can just have our little discussions, and just sometimes I decided like once that if someone disagrees with me, we're gonna have a lightsaber fight, and whoever wins is in the right. So we're having a lot of fun in there. And yeah, piloting, absolutely piloting. It's great.
And exhilarating, right?
Yes, but my favorite part was still the jet fighter.
Yeah, I bet.
So great.
All right, so we're getting close to the time to actually wrap up. So I just want to make sure that if anybody had any questions, anything like that, give them one last chance to write that into our chat. And then while we're waiting for that, can you give us a last words of encouragement to inspire somebody that might be wanting to take this path?
Whoever tells you that you cannot do something because of, I don't know, because you're a girl, so you cannot do it, because you're a guy, so you cannot do it, because you're too old, so you cannot do it, tell them, well, grab a popcorn, I can and I will, you can watch.
Popcorn, bring it on.
With popcorn. A lot of people told me how many things I cannot do, and I'm just like, well, you can watch and enjoy.
Oh, so inspiring. Oh my gosh, I'm just thrilled that you woke up early to come and share with us.
Yeah,
And
thank you for having me, guys, and thank you for listening to me just blabbling throughout this entire time, because I'm really tired and I have a feeling that I'm saying nonsense.
You're not, and it's all
that's great.
very inspiring, and it's exciting to see. It looks like Johnny said, is there an age limit to be a race pilot?
Well, not yet. So sky is the limit.
There you go. Yes, yes. So very, very inspiring.
Thank you,
Yep,
Caroline.
we got a lot of comments. How old do you have to be?
I
Um,
think we're just limited with the licensing. So I think you have to be like 16 years old to have license. So I think this is it,
Awesome.
maybe in the
So,
future.
a lot of a little yeehaw, I even like that one,
Yeah.
Carol. There you go. JJ, rooting for you in the future of flights, and thank you for getting up early. We truly thank you, and we love what you're
Thank
doing, and
you.
it's exciting. A lot of everybody jumping in there to say thank you. Very interesting presentation. A lot of thank yous. Sharon says, thank you, Lexie.
Thank you,
Wow,
Sharon.
charming and eloquent. I love
Oh,
it.
thank you.
Awesome. So we really do. We appreciate that you not only have gotten up early to share with us, but the story that you share is amazing and very inspiring. And so we truly appreciate it. And wow, they keep going.
Thank you.
So awesome. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps it up. So if anybody needed to jump off to get ready to go for another program or anything like that, you're good to go. I'm going to stay on here and just kind of chat a little bit. If anybody wanted to stay on, hear some more, that's perfectly fine. All right. Lexie, thank you so much. So I'm curious, are you going to go back to sleep now?
I'm thinking about it. I don't know yet. It's like 4:20 and I'm like, does it make sense?
What time do you have to be at work?
Oh, I actually have a day off because of this now.
Oh,
They
wow.
said, don't come.
Don't come.
Don't come. I'm fine. I will just do my own things later in the day, so it's okay.
Yeah. Casey says, go meditate. There you go.
That's a good one, yeah.
Awesome.
I'll open my Calm app, maybe fall asleep.
Awesome. Well, we sure thank you. It was a wonderful presentation. I'm going to take it down from Spotlight.
Oh,
And
thank you.
if anybody wanted to jump off, really quick, if you're still here, I do want to remind you about some great guest speakers coming up. So we have Chris going to be sharing about vets to drones. We have Joanna Hamptons. She's the Hamptons drone images and award winner. Yeah, she's going to share about that. Janice is going to be talking about wrapping up our year and getting us ready for next year. And are you ready for this? I already have speakers for next year lined up. Yes, we have Pierce Aerospace, Zambodia. She's going to be sharing about media and tech. Super exciting. And then don't forget, CES is going to be kicking off the year, right? Awesome. So many great things. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Have a wonderful week. And we will see you next week. All right.
Thanks for having me,
Bye.
guys.
Thanks, thanks, Lexie. Get a hold of
Thank
me.
you. Okay.
Connect with me, Lexie.
Awesome. Awesome.
That kind of wraps it up.